I barely survived an inverse Nuzlocke in Pokemon Yellow. Now I know what you're thinking, what's an inverse Nuzlocke? So it's like your normal Nuzlocke where you catch and nickname the first Pokemon you encounter on each route. When a Pokemon faints, they're considered dead and never used again. But in an inverse Nuzlocke, those same rules still apply, but the fainted Pokemon stays in my party, never to be used in or out of battle ever again. Meaning each loss reduces my team's overall size, or it could potentially soft lock my run if all the other Pokemon I caught couldn't learn any HMs needed to continue the run. My goal? Beat all 8 gym leaders, Elite Four, and the champion, while also maintaining my party space and these additional rules. With all that out of the way, here's my story of my Pokemon Yellow inverse Nuzlocke. Our story begins in Palatown, where I meet the professor and get my first Pokemon. Right as I stepped into the tall grass, Professor Oak came running at me like my life was in danger. Apparently, Pokemon will maul me if I'm unprepared. He saves me by catching the electric mouse Pikachu. Thanks for looking out, Oak. I appreciate that. So we head back to the lab, and I meet Gary for the first time. He snags the Pokemon Oak promised me and leaves me with Pikachu. Cool. Thanks, Gary. So for this run, I decided to name each Pokemon based on the popular game Marvel Rivals. So I named my Pikachu Iron Fist, because nothing screams justice like an electric mouse that punches boulders. Or at least, that was the dream. With Iron Fist by my side, we head through Route 1 and get to Viridian City. We go west of Viridian to find our first catch of the run, Nidoran. We name her Penny Parker. Next, on Route 2, we catch Rattata and name him Jeff. Then we get to Viridian Forest, and we find Metapod, but let me tell you, that catch was hard. Metapod kept breaking out of each Pokeball, but we finally caught her and named her Mantis. Then, we finally arrive in Pewter City to face our first real challenge, Brock. With the team we built so far, we're practically designed to wipe to Brock based on most of the team being weak to rock or having moves that aren't very effective. But luckily, Penny Parker learned Double Kick, a fighting move that's super effective right before the level cap, so we should be good, right? So, since Brock has 2 Pokemon, we bench most of our team. We take Iron Fist and Penny Parker to take on Brock. We start with Iron Fist against Geodude. We use Tail Whip to drop off Geodude's defense, and Iron Fist takes some damage, but I switch to Penny Parker. She makes quick work of Geodude with Double Kick. Next up is Brock's ace, Onix. We go for Double Kick, but that doesn't knock Onix out. He starts to use Bite, which is very bad, because all the damage he takes will be reflected back and that will kill someone. So, I had to make a hard decision. I brought Iron Fist out to take the Bite, but before that happened we were able to get a Tail Whip off to lower Onix's defense. Bite connected and destroyed Iron Fist. Penny was enraged, so she stomped out Onix with Double Kick and we won. We won the battle, but at what cost? With Brock's badge in hand, we are finally making moves. But before we celebrate too much, we need to address the big loss. Iron Fist, our Pikachu, is no more. And since this is an inverse Nuzlocke, that means Pikachu stays in the party, but it'll stay fainted. We'll have to keep him with us for the rest of the journey. So now our party's max size is 5, and honestly we can't afford any more losses. Alright, moving on. Route 3 greeted us with a fresh start. We caught Spearow that we named Punisher. He's tiny, angry, and ready to peck faces. At Route 3's Pokemon Center, a shady guy offered us a magic card for 500 Pokédollars. Bet. Welcome to the team, Hella. Sure, she's flopping and useless right now, but mark my words, this gal is destined for great things. Over time, Hella was flopping less and biting more, climbing her way to evolution, and before you know, Gyarados entered the scene. After beating the Fossil Maniac, we grabbed the Dome Fossil because let's be real, Kabuto is way better. And while on the topic, something not cool was fighting Jesse and James. They jumped me right after they beat the Fossil Maniac. Their Pokemon gave us a bit of trouble, and even Mantis got poisoned, but luckily, we sent Team Rocket blasting off again. On Route 4, we caught Sandshrew and named him Adam Warlock. With the squad rounded out, we put up the Cerulean City ready for anything. But Gary was waiting. So we had to train. Penny evolved twice into Nidoqueen, and Mantis learned Supersonic. So now we're ready to go. We swept Gary, no contest. Between Penny and Hella, he barely got a move in. Nugget Bridge also wiped out, and on the way, we picked up Charmander and named him Hulk. Our team was shaping up beautifully. But then, we couldn't get Bulbasaur, because the trainer said we needed a strong bond with our starter. Yeah, well, our starter's dead. Anyways, we went to visit Bill, helped him unfuse from his crazy Clefairy experiment, and got the SS ticket. Back in Cerulean, there was one more thing to handle, Misty. With Mantis and Hella leading the charge, we dove right in. Mantis used Stun Spore to paralyze Staryu and Supersonic to confuse it, basically turning Staryu into a vegetable. It barely damaged Mantis. Next was the ace, Starmie. It was quick and hit Mantis with Water Gun, but Mantis did the same Stun Spore Supersonic combo and put Starmie in a retirement home. So then Hella came out and finished off Starmie by using Bite. Misty didn't stand a chance against our team. Badge 2 secured. With another badge obtained, our journey continues as we leave town and make our way to Vermilion City. Along the way, the team got some solid upgrades. Hulk, our Charmander, evolved. We also had to fight a Rocket Grunt in Cerulean hanging out near the house he totally robbed. We beat him and took back Dig. Next stop, Route 5. We caught Magic the Abra. And then on Route 6, we added Storm the Pidgey to the squad. The team is growing, and despite our smaller party space, I'm feeling pretty good about our options. In Vermilion City, we made a mad dash to the SSN, only to run into Gary. Gary. Won't you learn? Hulk came in hot and burned down his entire team. Better luck next time. After the Gary smackdown, we found the captain of the SSN, seasick and miserable. One back rub later, we walked away with the HM cut. Afterwards, the ship set sail, and we made our way towards Vermilion City Gym. Adam's time to shine had finally come. LT Surge's Raichu didn't even stand a chance. He tried using Thunderbolt, but that didn't even affect Adam one bit, so he dug underground and knocked out Raichu with Dig, beating Surge and giving us the Thunder Badge. With Badge 3 in the bag, we are now on the long road to Celadon City. But first, let's get our encounter east of Vermilion. On Route 11, we caught Drowsy and named him Loki. I expect great things from you. Then, we head through Diglett Cave. You'd think catching Diglett would be easy, right? Wrong. We accidentally KO it. After talking with the professor's assistant, we grab HM Flash and Todd to Mantis. Heading towards Dark Cave, we get to Route 10 and we catch Magnemite that we name Magneto. After getting through the cave, we finally made it to Lavender Town. Unfortunately, Route 7 didn't yield any new recruits since we already caught their local species. But on Route 8, we caught Luna Snow the Jigglypuff. We got to Celadon but headed west and grabbed HM Fly. Then we caught Star the Doduo on Route 16. We grabbed a drink for the guards and gained access to Saffron City. With our team looking solid, it's time to challenge Erica. But disaster struck. So we were battling the last trainer we needed to fight before getting to Erica, and Mantis got poisoned and was struggling against Weeping Bell. The trainer used a super potion and restored its health. Mantis almost died from Wrap, so I switched out Mantis for Penny Parker, but Weeping Bell paralyzed Penny and started using Wrap. In the Gen 1 games, when you hit with Wrap, you're unable to attack until you're freed from it. So because of that, I switched to Adam Warlock to try to finish off this dangerous plant. But it's like the game knew I was switching, so Weeping Bell put Adam to sleep using sleep powder and was trying to finish him off with Wrap. He broke free and used Slash to take out the menace who nearly wiped my team. Gloom came out and I couldn't one-shot with Slash, so I got hit with Stun Spore. Adam almost knocks Gloom out, but its health comes back with a Hyper Potion. I switch Mantis in and use Super Stun to confuse Gloom and switch out to Penny to finish Gloom off, which it barely does with Body Slam. Last up was Ivysaur, and everything was looking bleak. I had no choice but to let Penny Parker go. She died to Vine Whip. Mantis comes in and gets Stun Spore off before dying to Leech Seed. Adam was the last one left and hits Ivysaur with Slash, but couldn't finish off Ivysaur. He died to Vine Whip and our team just got wiped. Luckily, since this is an inverse Nuzlocke, the run isn't over, but Penny Parker, Mantis, and Adam Warlock will stay fainted and remain in the party, leaving only 2 spots open. This will make the challenge immensely harder. Now, for the rest of the run, we're only stuck with having 2 usable Pokemon in our party at all times. But we're not quitting. Since we only have 2 Pokemon we can bring, we spun back with Starler for type advantage and Hulk for type advantage, but we also needed someone else to use Cut since Adam can't use Cut First anymore. The Dream Team may be gone, but these 2 are here to avenge them. After training and evolving Starlord into Dodrio, we marched back into Erica's gym to have a rematch with the trainer that destroyed my team. Starlord used Drill Peck and ran through Weepinbell, Gloom, and Ivysaur. We were able to easily avenge our fallen teammates. When it came to Erica herself, Starlord tore through her grass types with Drill Peck like they were nothing. Before we knew it, the Rainbow Badge was ours. We may have lost a lot of good Pokemon, but we're almost halfway through this challenge. I need to lock in and take every battle seriously, cause the next mistake could be my last. After the battle, we welcomed Loki the Drowsy to the squad. It was now time to crash Team Rocket's hideout in the game corner. Loki didn't just step up, he evolved into Hypno. Jesse and James showed up to stop us, but spoiler alert, they went blasting off again. Classic. Next up was the big boss himself, Giovanni. Loki led the charge. He used Confusion to knock out Onyx and Rhyhorn, then Persian came out, and Loki put him to sleep with Hypnosis, then finished him off with Confusion. With that taken care of, we head back in Lavender Town. It was time to climb the Pokemon Tower. Gary showed up again, but our team was ready. We sent him packing, then caught Venom to Ghastly. We confronted the restless spirit of Marowak and freed it from its torment. Then came more rocket grunts. Loki nearly bit the dust in the chaos, but his sheer willpower kept him alive. After saving Mr. Fuji and getting the Pokeflute, we made our way to Fuchsia City. Along the way, we ran into a Snorlax. We had to let it nap in peace since this route's encounter was already taken. Route 18 had nothing new to catch, so we headed straight to the Safari Zone. Oh, a Cubone, how exciting. He'll make a great addition.
Are you serious?
Well, at least we got Surf and the gold teeth. We handed the gold teeth back to the warden, who rewarded us with strength. Pro tip, if you ever lose your teeth, just wait for a random train in the wild to find them. Before fighting Koga, we decided to undergo some intense training and head to Saffron City. Rocket Grunt swarmed Silphco, but we took them down one by one. Gary tried to take us down with Flareon, and he almost did, but I switched Loki out and had Starlord handle the situation. All it took was one Drill Peck, and we won the battle. After the fight, we got a Lapras and named her Wanda. Jesse and James tried to ambush us again, but we took them down in record time. Then, it was round 2 with Giovanni. Loki led the charge and swept his team with ease. Team Rocket never challenged me again. With Silphco behind us, we returned to Fuchsia City to face Koga and his gym trainers. Even though we were underleveled, Starlord took care of Koga's first 3 Venonats with Drill Peck.
Triple kill!
Then came Venomoth, but even though we got poisoned with Toxic, Starlord made light work of Koga's entire team. With that, we got Badge 5. After beating Koga, we flew straight to Saffron City for the next gym. But before that, we had to check the fighting dojo. Armed with Starlord and Loki, we absolutely wiped the floor with the dojo trainers. They didn't stand a chance. For our efforts, we scored a new teammate, Winter Soldier, the Hitmonlee. With that warm-up out of the way, it was time for the real challenge, Sabrina's Psychic Gym. Her training put up a decent fight, but Starlord's speed carried us through. Then came the main event. Sabrina brought out her best, but Starlord was on a mission. He knocked out Abra with Fly, took care of Kadabra with Tri-Attack, and wiped out his own Drill Peck. Badge 6 is ours. With Sabrina defeated, we set our sights on Cinnabar Island. But here's the thing, neither Loki nor Star-Lord could surf, so we swapped them out for Hela the Gyarados and Magneto the Magnemite. But before hitting the open seas, we trained up Magneto and Hela. Gotta keep the team strong, especially with what's coming. So Magneto evolved into Magneton and we made our way to Cinnabar. On the way to Cinnabar, we stopped by Seafoam Islands and met our newest recruit, Dr. Strange the Krabby. We finally reached Cinnabar Island and I'm heading straight to the Pokemon Mansion. Inside, we searched high and low for the gym key, and along the way we caught Black Widow the Grimer. It's not the most glamorous addition, but hey, a teammate's a teammate. With the gym key, it's now time for Blaine's fiery challenge. Blaine starts off with Ninetales, but Hela sweeps it away with Surf. He drowns Blaine's team, leading Rapidash and Arcanine to a watery grave. We extinguish Blaine's flames and earn badge number 7. 7 badges down, 1 to go. The team's been through a lot, but we're not stopping now. Next stop, Viridian City, and our final badge. The time has finally come to set our sights on Viridian City. Hela and Loki were ready for the final gym. The gym trainers didn't stand a chance against Hela, it was too easy. But then came Giovanni, the final gym leader and the only person left between me and the Elite Four. The battle starts off with Hela versus Dugtrio. Dugtrio plays dirty and uses Sand Attack, and I miss my first Surf, but I get a second one off and knock it out. Next comes Persian, and it's quick and hits Hela with Fury Swipes. Later it goes for Double Team, and we know we have to knock it out before it gets dangerous, so we hit it with Hydro Pump. Next up was Nidoqueen, but before we could attack, Hela got fried with Thunder. But somehow Hela survives. The move is ultra effective because Hela is both water and flying type, both of which are weak to electric moves. It's truly a miracle that we survived. We take Hela out and switch to Loki to take on Nidoqueen. Nidoking came out, and by the time I realized how underleveled Loki was, he got rocked with Earthquake. And
You serious?
he held on. We strike back with Psychic and finish it off. The last opponent was Rhydon. Hela and Loki were both low, so we had to finish this quick. Loki uses Psychic to knock out Rhydon, but it doesn't do it in one shot. Rhydon goes for Horn Drill, a move that is sure to knock out any Pokemon if the move lands. Luckily, it didn't hit us, so we finish him off with Psychic, winning the battle and getting us our final gym badge for this run. And let me tell you, he was tougher than expected. The run could have easily ended here. Hela and Loki fought tooth and nail, and we barely scraped by. It honestly has me worried for the Elite Four. I'm not sure how we're going to beat 4 different trainers with vastly different teams, when all we can do is build our best team we can with only 2 open slots. The odds are stacked against us, but we will find a way. After the gym battle, I added Magneto to the team in place of Loki and head to Victory Road. On the way there, we ran into Gary. I'm not gonna lie, his team was stacked, and this battle was brutal. It was a 2v6, and the battle starts with Hela versus Sandslash. We get an easy knockout with Surf, but next is Execute, so we attack it with Strength while charged up with Solar Beam. We luckily finish it off before it lands. Next was Cloyster, so I switch out and bring Magneto out to fry him with Thunderbolt. Gary wanted to be a copycat and bring on his own Magneton, so the opposing Magneton gets paralyzed and we take him out with a bunch of Swifts. Next up is Kadabra, and he gets fried with Thunderbolt. Finally, it's his starter Flareon, and I bring out Hela to wipe out Flareon with Surf. It was a challenging battle, but now we're ready for Victory Road. Victory Road was surprisingly uneventful. No wild encounters that we couldn't handle, and no trains that gave us trouble. We powered through and emerged on the other side, ready to face the ultimate challenge, the Elite Four. Before we took on the Elite Four, we took some time to train and strategize. Hela the Gyarados and Loki the Hypno were the two team members I believed that we had the best chance of using to beat the Elite Four and the champion. I'm nervous, but they're ready. Let's do this. First up, Lorelei and her ice types. I took time earlier to find the TM Thunder, enabling Hela to fry most of her team with Thunder. We hit Jinx with Hyper Beam and clear Lorelei with no real issues. 1 down, 4 to go. Next was Bruno and his fighting types. Hela drowned Onyx with Surf. Hitmonchan came next and switched to Loki and one-shot him and his brother Hitmonlee with Psychic. Another Onyx showed up, and Loki put him to sleep and used Dream Eater. Lastly, the Ace Machamp. He was taken care of with a single Psychic. 2 down, 3 to go. With Agatha and her ghost types, I lead with Loki and took out Gengar, but not before getting confused first. Next came Golbat, and it was poisoning Loki. We fight through the confusion, snap out of it, and knock him out with Psychic. Haunter used Confuse Ray on Loki, so we had to switch out and have Hela take care of Haunter. Next was Arbok, and he really wasn't much of a problem. Hela finished it off with Strength. Next was Gengar, and we tried to drown him with Surf, but he barely survives, so I switched into Loki to get the knockout with Psychic. 3 down, 2 to go. Then came Lance and his dragons. Before the battle, we taught Hela Blizzard. First up was Lance's Gyarados. Hela zapped it with Thunder. Next up was Lance's 2 Dragonairs that I freeze both with Blizzard. Hela drowns Aerodactyl with Surf. Last up was the Ace Dragonite, and honestly it was a wash. 1 Blizzard was all it took to destroy Dragonite. Finally, it was time for the champion, Gary. Hela handled Sandslash easily with Surf. Alakazam came up and hit us with Psychic, but we tanked it and survived, and Mortality with Strength. It didn't take him out though, so we took another Side Beam, but somehow we survived. We finished off Alakazam with Strength. Exeggutor was next, and we froze him out with Blizzard. We were seeded by Leech Seed, so we couldn't stay in long. Magneton came out, so we knew we had to dip. Loki came out and put Magneton to sleep, and used Dream Eater to take him out in his sleep. We did the same with Cloyster and Flareon, and they were easy knockouts. In the end, we stood victorious. We were the champions of the Kanto region. And with that, we've successfully completed Pokemon Yellow's Inverse Nuzlocke. If you made it to the end, I just want to say thank you. If you enjoyed the video, please like the video and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. I plan on making more Inverse Nuzlockes and other Pokemon challenges for each mainline game. Comment below what you want to see next. I'll also be naming the Pokemon I catch in each challenge after my subscribers should comment. So I'll see y'all next time.